popular, but it's just basically talking about the climate of and the boom of AI tech jobs, such as prompt engineer, and they're paying, how
Hmm.
they're paying, basically top dollar for these roles. Seen some roles even
Yeah.
go up to like 250 for prompt
Yep.
engineer. What are your thoughts on, AI tech jobs? Is AI kind of a good avenue, a good path for somebody to go into as well? The future
Yeah.
aspect of that, like, what are your thoughts about these AI tech jobs that are kind of hitting the market right now?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, it's people are saying, okay, well, AI is going to take away from jobs. I feel like it's creating new jobs, because you need more AI engineers on the back end that are, coding in Python, doing data analyst, QA, making sure code is correct, making sure this data is correct that we're using within the AI. So, I mean, I think it's huge. If you could get in now with being an AI engineer, you're going to learn Python. You're going to learn, data scraping, things like that, where you're going to have to analyze database, analyze code. You're golden right now, you know,
Yeah.
and that's just a high level right now. It's
Yep.
I could dive deeper in AI, but
Right. Right.
it's still
Yeah.
growing, right? Like AI has been
Yeah.
around for years, but right
Say
now
hello.
it's being presented to the public as
Hello.
a new tool, but
Hmm.
it's been around for a minute. So, but now
Yeah.
now it's definitely the time to hone in on AI tech job. Prompt engineers basically, you're scraping data, and to go back, you gotta think old heads like me for the data. So where the data is coming from is documentation, right? All the documentation,
Yep.
you're scraping data, things that we put
Yep.
together when we had certain issues. Okay, how do we fix that issue? Now you're putting it in Chat GBT, and it's just going out in this database and giving you the answers instead of
Hmm.
we actually had to go out and learn this stuff, back in the day.
Yep.
So it's beautiful. It's
Man.
beautiful to see because it's like, okay, this is what it was set up for. Instead, we had an issue, we didn't have nobody to go to. Now you got Chat GPT, Google.
Yep.
Google is basically
Yep.
another database where you're going through all these forms. We had to go through forums where we had
Right.
forums
Shout
set
out
up.
to Stack Overflow. Yep.
Overflow. Yep. CentOS forums. So we had to go through and put our problems out there. We didn't really have, support like it is nowadays. And that data is it's being generated from past where we had those issues. Now you're able to go in and
Yeah.
look it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, certainly. I agree a whole 100% with that. No matter how you feel about AI, is it going to take over, not take over, it's going to be around for a long time, whatever. The what's in front of you right now is they're spending a ton of money on AI. So that means you need to
Yeah,
get ahead, get it. You need to get your hand in the pot of opportunity that they have for it right now. So no
yeah. I kind
matter
of compare it. Sorry about that. Yeah, I kind of compare it to when the VMware boom, where everybody was building physical
mm,
servers and doing racking and stacking. Now it's like, okay, all our jobs are going to be gone. Now you have to learn VMware where you have 10 physical servers and 200 virtual servers. Everybody thought they're going to lose a job. They don't have to rack and stack no more. They don't have to build servers. Now you just jump in over the VMware, just learn that, right? So you just got to learn AI, on the back end.
hello.
So you still gonna have a
Well,
job. It's just I feel like it's going to be more job because of AI because it's going to be more opportunities to
yeah,
create.
yeah. And I'm learning, studying for certs right now, doing projects on now. Like the more I learn about it, I'm like, dude, the abundance of jobs is gonna come out of this because the abundance of work it takes to even produce an AI
Mhm.
product, going through the deployment cycle, going through the data scraping, like you said, dealing with regression, dealing with the
Yeah,
linears aspect, and dealing with you haven't even got to the compliance aspect of AI, responsible AI.
exactly.
Like it's so deep. It's
Yeah,
abundance of jobs.
yep.
Yeah. So yeah,
And regulation.
definitely something to pay attention to, and if it's something you want to get into, dive right in. All right, last two. Um, so basically, Stream they filed for a 1.3 million square foot data center campus right outside of Atlanta. Which I'm in the city now. That's
Yep.
home, baby. Anyway, Stream Data Center is planning to a massive data center campus 1.3 square million miles outside of Atlanta. The project will include 9 data center buildings and 2 substations, potentially up to 280 megawatts of power capacity. So, what's your thoughts on streaming this data company basically building out data centers out in Atlanta? Um, I don't know what's it. I think they're partnering with AWS in this as well. But what
Yeah,
are your
that's what I
thoughts
was
on
about
it?
to say. I was about to say it's probably AWS spinoff. They're probably building servers, so they have another, location there where it's, it's an edge location where you have a bunch
Hmm.
of, if you're streaming, you like Netflix just messed up where they didn't have they didn't have enough, resources for that fight. Like that's what it is. It's going to be a local data center that's connected to the AWS where it's another region locally, so they can, they can scale up, right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what I
I
feel
would
like.
say you.
I don't know too much about it though, so
No,
I'll
yeah,
have
no,
to
I
do a
mean,
little bit more.
it's just, well, listen, we don't work for the news company, all right? We just reporting on our thoughts of the headlines of the cloud tech news that's coming out because I'm trying to train the newbies and audience and subscribers and the breakthrough crew to be pivy of to learn this industry. Like, be if you're gonna be in this industry, be of the industry to learn the industry beyond just the technical part, because it's a lot. It's a business. So learning, being abreast of the news within the business is essential to help forward you in your career. So, all right, last one. Yeah, and I agree with you. Like I always say, yeah, in order to have great connectivity, we're going to have more data centers. Like that's networking. The physicality of cloud and or not even just cloud, but just networking in general, especially as more of the world gets online and more of the world starts streaming, you're going to need physical data centers that amplifies that connectivity. Otherwise, we're going to have Tyson fights
Yeah.
all over, all
What,
over
what is,
again for the next
what's
for the
Atlanta?
Beyonce event.
Is there a big event coming up in Atlanta, like
No,
Olympics or
well, no, what's
Super
happening is Atlanta is that, and I guess why it made the news is because Atlanta has actually been shooting down data centers, and some of the significant population of citizens having issues with data centers being built in the city because they feel like it's pollution. It's unnecessary pollution. But and I think the mayor even has that POV, but I think it comes from a ill understanding view of like these tech demands that you have, you're not going to be able to fulfill if you don't have data centers to support it. You know,
Correct.
so
Yeah, and
I think that's why it's the news.
I feel like AWS probably, like you said, if they're working with AWS as an edge location where it's
Mhm.
it's gonna perform faster because it's local. The network is gonna have a uh, dedicated network right to AWS.
Yep. 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 Last one. Amazon is partnering with Amazon again is partnering with Anthropic to build a massive AI supercomputer projected to be the world's largest. This supercomputer is powered by hundreds of thousands of Amazon's Trainium 2 chips, will be 5 times larger than Anthropic's current system and significantly boost AI capability. This announcement underscores Amazon's growing commitment to generative AI. So this is basically how they're planning, a part of their plans to compete with NVIDIA. What are your thoughts on that?
There we go again. More jobs. AI.
Hello, hello,
I mean, it's
hello,
simple. I mean, everybody say AI is going away. I mean, your job going away. It's creating more jobs by doing this, right? So the mega
hello.
computers. So once that comes out, it's going to expand, right? So you're going to keep creating these computers, putting them in data centers, and it's going to create more jobs.
Oh yeah, and if you've studied the early adapter cert, you've come across Entropic. They have these pre-trained LLMs. And congrats on you. I know you just you got one of those certs you just put up, I think. But
Which one?
uh, I think you got the
Oh
early.
yeah,
Didn't you get the early adapter?
I didn't get that. The AI. I only got the AI for Azure.
Oh, oh, you got it
I
for
didn't
Azure.
get the.
That's what it was. Azure. Okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Cool. Cool. No, still a great
I might have to
accomplishment.
take that AWS one.
No, no, man, you got plenty. You got plenty now. But yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that again, more opportunities. Again, they're competing with the AWS, and the part that kind of stood out to me was that they partnering with Anthropic. It kind of, and even the previous one with streaming data center, is that it's painting this picture. I want folks to understand that just because you see the big tech companies or big fame companies that are kind of the leaderboards of tech, doesn't mean that that's not where all the bulk of the money is. To understand that there's companies behind the scenes, subcontractors, uh, that are actually doing the work. You know, um, that's allowed that has a plethora of opportunity as well. So even if you had a cloud job, you don't have to try to get a cloud job with Amazon to have your you made it moment. You can get a job with Anthropic and probably have a lot more monetary compensation or a lot more opportunity, and find a greater, more pleasant work experience working with a company like Anthropic, or just any subcontractor. Just like you don't have to work with a like just understand that there's smaller companies at play that's supporting the larger companies, or that the larger companies are masking over. So even as you're, so just find your opportunities. Just understand that your opportunities won't always be a big brand name. That's if you're going in as an employee trying to get a job tech role, or even if you start your own tech business. Don't get underwhelmed feeling like, oh, I can't compete with Amazon. It's my consulting business. You know, that you're going to be intermingled with so many of these big name companies anyway. Like you'll be surprised how these companies aren't doing the actual responsible for the actual infrastructure. You'll be surprised at the
Right.
brands and the companies that are actually building the chips, that actually produce the materials for the chips and the cabling and etc. So just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Oh dang, my video went out. So let me well, that's a good sign anyway. So before we get out of here, um